All right, so today we're going to show you the upgraded VR30 pulley set. We made these in collaboration with NST. You can get them on our website, and on our website we also offer an upgraded Gates belt. It's a better quality belt, higher tension strength. You can get this belt with the pulley kit. If you have a newer belt or you've just replaced the belt, you don't have to replace it with one of these. This is just if you've had one that you're needing to upgrade, you can go ahead and get the upgraded one with it. When you're checking out with the pulley kit, there's an option you can check to get the Gates belt. So we're going to demonstrate how the pulleys are installed onto the motor. This is a customer's motor that's going into their car, but before we put it into the car, we want to give you a better visual of how the pulleys are installed. With the motor in the car, you can't really see, the last video we made, it was very hard to see how it was installed, so we're just going to give you a demonstration of how they're put in before we put the motor in the car. So these are the 3 pulleys that you get in the set. You have 2 idler pulleys and then 1 for the tensioner. Okay, so your first idler pulley is going to go right here where this little idler goes. The second one we have is for the tensioner. This one, the tensioner has to come off of the car for you to put this pulley on. And then the last one
with the logo on
with
it.
the Racebox etched in it goes right there on that corner.
Nice.
So to start, you do have to remove the passenger side air box. If you have aftermarket intakes, you can just take the filter off usually, unless it's one of the box style ones. You have to take the whole box off. So you use a 3/8 drive ratchet wrench, or like I'm using a serpentine belt tool. You want to pull the tension out of the belt, and then this tensioner, you can put a little pin in that little hole and it'll hold, so you don't have to fight the tensioner. So now this can come off. So I actually don't pull the belt all the way off unless I'm changing it. With these, you don't want to have to fight all of these other pulleys and all these other accessories that you're putting the belt on. So if I just take them off of the 3 that we're using, then you're kind of saving yourself a lot of time, a lot of struggle. Okay. You need a 16 millimeter. A ratcheting wrench works perfectly. You do have a fan for the motor right here in front of it, so you're not really going to be able to put a socket and a ratchet in there. You want to start in this upper corner, take this big pulley off, and when you pull this pulley off, there's a spacer, so you don't want to drop that and lose it. So you want to keep that on there, but you want to take the bolt and remove this little shield, this little dust shield. And you are reusing this hardware. So I'm gonna put that there and put this to the side.
There you go. Show the back real quick. So the spacer goes back in.
Yeah, spacer goes in the back.
And there you go.
Okay, next we're going to the tensioner. You need a 14 millimeter ratcheting wrench also. Get that right there. And you'll notice that when you remove the tensioner, there is a pin on the back that aligns the tensioner and holds it into place so that it will have its spring tension.
That right there.
Yeah, that's this little pin right there, and it goes in to that hole right there. So when you put that back on, it has to be lined up. The pulley is held on with a 13 millimeter bolt, so you got to take that off to put the new pulley on. The new pulley does go on a certain way. So you're going to remove that. Using the hardware again, but you are removing the dust shield again. So both of those come off. There. Okay, the pulley with the bigger inner race to the bearing, that's the one that's going on the tensioner. So there's two different sizes of lip that goes on these tensioners, on tensioner pulleys. If you put it on wrong, what's going to end up happening is this little edge is going to wear down the outer coating on this inside part of the pulley, and it's going to end up squealing as if you have like a loose belt. And you're going to think that the belt's bad, or you're going to think that you got some other bad pulley, or the pulleys that we sold you are bad or something like that. But it's more than likely going to be that the pulley's backwards. So whenever you put them on, the way that you can tell is you spin it loosely with it not bolted on. And if you don't hear it scratching like that, that's backwards. So when you put it on, you should be able to just spin it without it making any contact to that tensioner.
Nice. I did not know that.
Yeah, that's how you know if it's on right. So then you just want to put that bolt back in, tighten it down. You can use a wrench or a ratchet, doesn't matter. I'm just using the drill because it's easier. You just want to tighten that down to where it's not loose and wobbly. It'll still spin because the bearing is what's spinning it. And then you're using the same bolt. And we'll put this to the side. Okay, and then we're going to the last one. So all of these, you want to go in steps so that you're not having to fight what you just put on. So if you go all the way to the middle of the motor, then you have this last pulley. This last pulley is a 16 mil also. So you want to get this off the same way. And this one also has a little shield on the back, so you want to take that off. Pull the bolt out, put those to the side, and this one is your new one. Now this one, if you notice, has two different edges. The edge that is thicker goes on the outside. And what that does is it actually aligns the belt on the motor. It aligns the belt better to where you don't have any chance of it coming off, which is a problem that they had with this original pulley. This original pulley doesn't have an edge to it, and it's not straight whenever it's on the motor. So sometimes you get like an oil leak or something, it'll come off, it'll drip and slide right off, and then you have a belt that just gets shredded up in there. So you just want to use that same hardware, bolt it to the spot you took it off, tighten it down.
Ugga. You can't really get a torque wrench in here, huh?
No, you can't really get anything. It's besides a wrench. I mean, you don't have to use a ratcheting wrench. You can use a regular wrench. It's just a little bit easier to ratchet it. But yeah, you can't put a socket on it because the fan's in the way and coolant hoses are all in the way. So unless you're taking all that stuff out, then yeah, it's just...
Or if the motor's out.
If the motor's out, I mean, you got all the space to deal with.
Yeah.
So all right, so after you get that first pulley on, the second one is going to be the tensioner. So remember, we're lining up this pin into that hole. Once you get that lined up, just want to tighten it down. Okay. And the last one is the Racebox logo pulley with the spacer on the back. Tighten that down. And that is how the pulley should look when they're all bolted in. And if you took the belt all the way off, this is how it goes on. I'm going to go around the little pulley, around the harmonic balancer, behind the tensioner pulley, so it sits on top between the tensioner and the pulley itself. You want to go around the alternator. Now, if you're putting this belt on and you have the belt on the edge, like on a pulley lip like that, and you're trying to get it around the other pulleys, it's not going to go. You have to have all of them straight, sitting where they're supposed to be against the pulley, or else it will not go over the last one. You're going to be fighting it. Now, this is with the tensioner pinned, so you're actually keeping slack in the belt. But still, with slack in the belt, if you have it off of the actual spot it's supposed to be on, it will not go on. So then you want to get your 3/8 drive tool, put it in the tensioner, just get a little bit of tension out, pull the pin, and tighten it. And then once you remove your tool, that's it.
There you go. All right, now put the motor back in.
All right.
All right, now we got the motor back in the car. This dude did it in like what, 10 minutes?
Something like that.
Yeah, so real quick, just showing you guys I guess a new product that we made with Black Market Race. These are the billet mounts for well, it's a bracket to hold and mount your Omni 4-bar map sensors. So this is what we use right here for most of our Z1 turbo builds. This is the it's a 4-bar map sensor for the R35 GTR. They actually go right in to the stock map sensor location, but the mounting hole is different. So what we have to do, well, what we used to do before is we just put this on, zip tie it, and just kind of use whatever way you can to just hold it down, because as you can see, it goes like this. The holes over here, the bolt holes over here, so there's no real way to put this down and keep it down. So what we did here is you cut off the extra section with the bolt hole. So now you want to just put that on. This goes right in there, and then the bracket goes right over it, and you do have to get a longer 10mm bolt to get that mounted in place. And now connect it back up, and then you're good to go. So now the car will actually read boost past what the stock map sensor could read, so we can actually tune the car more precisely when it comes to boost control. However, if you have a set of aftermarket intercoolers like this AMS, there you go. If you have aftermarket intercoolers, obviously it doesn't matter, they just bolt right up. So those custom brackets really only apply for stock intercooler cars.
So the only other thing that you need to know about this is that the original map sensor, when it's plugged in, the wires are actually different. So this red wire from the factory comes on the far pin out. These two wires are actually flipped around. So to get these map sensors to work, you have to change the two sides. You have to flip the two wires on both sides. Same thing on the other side.
Okay. You see on this side? On the passenger side?
Yeah. So the white and blue wire you switch, and then the gray and red wire you switch.
There you go. So this is what it looks like on a stock Q50. And then the other side. Right there. So the dowel set wires, just flip them. That's it. So yeah, just a quick video going through some of the products that we sell. Hopefully that car's gonna get finished up today, making really good power and out of here. But yeah, just a short video this time. I'll see you guys next time.